Hi, I'm Daniel and this is Ashville Weekly episode 38. This week we need to finish the screeding on the ground floor at the Stickerman's mansion. For the first time in a long time, I have a flying lesson. I think I may actually be somebody because I've been invited to a preview screening of a big movie. And with all the drama that's been going on around the yard, I've had to schedule a meeting with a solicitor and a barrister. Plenty to do. Let's get inside. And it's been a while. So rammed in here. Continue getting bigger. I don't like it. No, that is not true. But I want to have a look. Gouge it out. It's embedded in me. I work with a big snake and I need to put it back in place. Flip it upside down. Go everywhere. Bit on the floor here. Just hanging around, not doing a lot. My trousers keep falling down. Oh, this is just long, man. Can't think of a way to end that sentence. Can we have two in at a time? It's Monday morning, I'm in the yard. I just got a call from a Sky engineer. Bartek is at my house doing a few bits and pieces of the Control 4 home automation system I've got. And they're upgrading my Sky from the old HD. Can you imagine I had the old HD and I had some dial-up? And I called up Sky and I said, this internet's well slow. And they said, that's because your contract ran out 4 years ago and I just didn't bother to call. So I'm getting fiber at home, which will make it easier for me to watch videos. And I will have the new Sky Q box. But Bartek is there because he's got to connect it all to the Control 4. And I had a couple of other issues what Bartek's trying to fix in my house while there's no one there. Bartosz.
Hey Daniel.
Hello.
Daniel, so is there your dish on the roof?
Pardon?
Is there your dish on the roof or are you connected to the...
There's a communal dish on the roof. Communal dish.
A communal dish?
Yeah.
So I just passed the phone to the Sky guy.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi, yeah. You can't have Sky Q in this building.
But so why did Sky agree to that then?
Why did they agree to?
Because they checked their system and they told me on the phone that the building provider, the managing agent, it's registered that you can have Sky Q. They told me, I didn't know that. Sky told me that. Yeah.
So for example, now if you call up Sky tomorrow and say, oh, by the way, they've upgraded our block, Sky will then send out engineers to this property again. Does that make sense?
So what can I have? So basically nothing.
You can only have Sky HD.
So what, the same old dusty boxes that I've got there now?
Yeah, that's the only ones that's provided by this. There's only two, so Sky Q or Sky HD.
Right. Okay.
I do apologize.
All right, thank you.
No worries, buddy.
Thanks, man. This is what I mean. What a waste of time. What a waste of time. I called Sky. Sky told me that their system says that I can have Sky Q. So they send the engineer. I spend a whole day getting Bartek to do other things in the house, and they walk in, and the first thing they say is, "Oh, I can't do nothing, mate." Like what? It's just long. This is why people just get annoyed, and just a waste, just a pure waste of everyone's time. So now, let me correct myself. I do not have Sky Q. I still have the same old dusty HD boxes that I've had for the last 6 years, what don't work properly. And not only that, he said he's going to put a block on it. So now there'll be a block on it. And Sky won't even entertain or chat to me. These times now, what they did was they increased my bill already to give me the new services. So they put the money up already and they look to take the money before they even find out they can do it. Now I have to go on the phone and go on hold and listen to some annoying music and for them to say they don't know what happened. Then they're gonna send their engineer back and then nobody knows and the computer says no. This is just long, man. We do actually have one train this week. That's right, I said one. Yes, one. We have one train this week. As you can see, when we do not have trains, the material will run out very fast. The yard is so empty that we've managed to park up the LH60 in the middle of the yard and the 926, just hanging around, not doing a lot. That machine needs to be working for it to wash its face, and that machine is not working, which I'm not happy about. But we had a meeting earlier today, and I do believe there are some relatively large orders which are going to be signed very soon because there is a lot of infrastructure work going on here. But until such time, we'll just try and keep the yard nice and clean, and hopefully the material will survive the entire week, although I don't think it will, because one train's coming tomorrow with 1,600 ton. By the time that hits the deck, it'll go on a lorry, it'll go out the gate. So I'm a little bit worried, but I've explained the situation, taken some pictures and sent them to the supplier, sent them to the client at the project as well. So whatever happens, it's not our fault. But that's not the point. The point is I'd rather have the material and I'd rather sell it, but you know. Could have a football match here. Or a boxing match. We could set up a ring, put all the lorries around in a circle, shine the lights. Could have a boxing match, that might be an idea. This is annoying me looking at this yard empty, I have to leave. And I can't have Sky Q.
Monday evening, I'm in West End, I'm no longer in the yard. I have come to a screening of Fast and Furious 9. I've been lucky enough to be invited. I'm here with my manager, looking forward to getting inside. Apparently they got popcorn and drinks inside, so I can't wait to have some of that because I didn't get any dinner and I'm not training tonight. But I'm looking forward to seeing this film. I'll let you guys know how it went afterwards. Yeah, just trying to do the henchman thing. I'm going to take my jacket off. You're going to have to duck down a little bit as well. Duck down a little bit, yeah? I lined it up for me. You lined it up for you, yeah? Okay. A bit smaller than you. What's that fella's name? John Cena, right? John Cena, yeah. John Cena's trying to do the henchman pose. Ready? Yeah, 3, 2, 1. Yeah? That's me doing the John Cena pose there. I was trying to emulate what he was doing over there, but I had to duck down, so obviously I'm a bit henchman with John Cena. But yeah, that'll work for now. Can you email it? Yeah? Exactly.
It's Tuesday and we are at the Sticker Man's house. We have a little bit of a predicament. We have one of the volumetrics went for MOT and then it's gone to get the auger repaired. So we are down by one volumetric, but we are also very busy. So we have to screed the ground floor here today. So we have had to drop the screed onto some membrane, and then the guys are gonna use the screed in their own time and try and get the ground floor done because we don't have any time to hang around. So the boys are on, normally I'd say that we are in 5th gear, but today we are definitely in 6th gear. Today is not a day to feel tired or lazy. So that's what it's like at Ashville. You know, I go past some other sites and I think to myself, right, them guys are moving really slow. They're just standing around. There's a bunch of managers managing. You know, it looks like if there was, you know, those are the sort of guys that if there was work in the bed, they'd sleep on the floor. Not at Ashville. Plenty to do. Let's get inside. Screeds laid out on the front drive. We calculated that we need 5 meters, but we have actually put 6 meters on the drive here just to give us a little bit of leeway and room, and none of it will go to waste because there's plenty of places where we can use it. And the phone is going, oh look, Yianni Shalalambush, you're live on Ashville Weekly. Mind what you say.
Oh, look at me. Right, just quickly, hi everybody. Just quickly, right, so the stair guys have just called me because Dudek's away.
Yeah.
They are coming there Saturday morning around 8:30 to fit the staircase in downstairs.
Fine.
So just let obviously your guys know
that
they'll be fitting that staircase in on Saturday around 8:30 and they'll be finishing around 3. What time do your guys leave?
We'll just have to wait. We finish at 2 on a Saturday, but we'll just have to wait till they're done.
Just leave one of your guys there, whatever. Is that okay, yeah?
Yeah, no problem.
All right, mate. I'll let you get back to shooting your Ashville Weekly.
Thank you. While Yianni's on the phone, click here to go to Yianni's personal channel and to see the video of the pool going over the house. I'm not going to tell you what happened. You have to watch it. Chris, the staircase guy called me. No, he didn't call me. He called Yianni. They're coming to fit the staircase at 8:30 on Saturday. But they're not going to finish till 3, so somebody will have to stay to lock up after, yeah? Yeah? Saturday's okay, yeah? See you later. Take care. Think it's enough, Chris?
No, it's more than enough.
More than enough. Okay, fine. How's it going?
Yeah, fine.
All right, good. Why is there always bees around wherever I'm standing? Ooh, 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 ooh. The Billie Jean is that my love. She just a girl. And that I am the one, but the kid is not my son. Last week I stood in here and you saw us dot and dabbing and putting plasterboard on the walls. You can see the top area now is also finished. This room is nearly complete. let's have a look close to the bifolds and see how the finishing is going there. So we have the blue board on this side and we have the moisture resistant board on this side. Told you a couple of weeks ago, this is how the house was built initially. So we're just following how the house was built when it was first constructed. A lot like the extension that we're standing in, there were piles done here. Now, when the job started, who knew that we were going to need to pile an extension? But we did, because the existing house was done like that. So that's what happens when you start a job with a lack of information. You get surprises. But of course, we overcome. Last night, I went to Fast and the Furious 9, an early preview screening of it. And I learned a new meaning of being a superhero. Now, what I'm about to say, turn off if you don't want to know anything about it. It's not really a teaser. You would expect this of Fast and the Furious, but I think that they have stepped it up a level. So Vin Diesel was on the truck. Firstly, I don't like the way they've been disrespecting lorries in Fast and the Furious 9. They're just mashing up. Cars is one thing. I get it, man. I get it. It's a car, you know, you flip it, this is Hollywood. But when they start disrespecting lorries, they had like a DAF, and I think the DAF was the same chassis as the sweeper. And they were just licking the lorry all over the road, smashing off windscreens, doing all sorts of things. I don't like it. Then they had another truck that was kind of like an 18-wheeler, but it was kind of like a Caterpillar that was all, or Centipede, that was all connected. And it was like an army vehicle, and they couldn't stop this vehicle until Vin Diesel managed to flip it upside down. But when he flipped it upside down onto the roof, there were no wheels, but it kept moving. And then there were bombs blowing up, and then it was hit by a couple of cars. And then he managed to, there was a plane coming in, you know, one of those stealth planes in the army that cost $1 billion or about $5 billion. Somehow he flipped the truck, and the stealth bomber bombed the truck, but he managed to flip the truck to destroy a plane in the sky. And at that time, he jumped out and he landed on one knee and got up, and his white t-shirt wasn't dirty. He is definitely serious. I thought I was serious. I'm not serious. Vin Diesel is clearly serious and a superhero. Not a lot has happened outside because of the weather. It's actually been raining a lot, and we have been focusing inside. That screed needs to be done because it opens up a lot of work which we can sequence and do. But over here, the roof is done on the world's best changing area, the world's most sturdy, with the most structural, integral building that can withstand earthquakes, tsunamis, and tidal waves, the way this thing has been built. But the roof is now on, so it's watertight. Let's go inside. Bless you, Wilson. Well, we're inside. There's not really a lot going on, but I did say it's just a changing area. But it's watertight, with nice strong walls and foundation. Great, very interesting. Finally, before we go back inside, you'll see that we have covered up the swimming pool. So we've built a 4x2 construction, which we've attached to our wall. On top of that, we've put a 12mm ply. And then on top of that, we've put this membrane and taped it up. A cover hasn't arrived for it yet, so we're using this to keep it safe from the elements, because you never know what could happen being around here. Something could scratch it or cause damage. And I don't want to be held accountable for that or have to replace or repair anything at my own expense. So this is what we do. So we're distributing the sand and cement, just so when we work in this area, we don't step over it, or the pipe doesn't sit on top of it. Also the pipe, when the pipe's moving around, it doesn't move the pipes itself. It's like trying to work with a big snake. This is why we cover the pipes, because the pipe kicks and moves around so much. In this lovely bathroom where we did the intro last week, you can see that we are nearly finished. We have 2 more tiles to go up here, and then we need to finish this side, and then we're going to build a bath panel and tile the bath panel as well. These bathrooms have been a labour of love, but in all the bathrooms, we're nearing completion. Bartek, are we nearly finished the other one? Nearly.
We need more tiles.
Oh, we need more tiles. So actually, we're not waiting for us. We are waiting for more tiles to come, because I'm not going to say that it wasn't measured properly, but can't think of a way to end that sentence. Last week I showed you the detail that we're building all around to encompass the shadow gap, the blinds, and the copper lighting. So the guys are here, and we've made a makeshift workshop, and as you can see, we had only done here the other day, but now it's carrying on all around here. So the guys are here, and we're cutting these long strips, and with these strips we're constructing the frame, and we're working our way all the way around. We've just had a delivery and the boys are bringing in slowly the moisture-resistant MDF, and I've just been told that there is a shortage of this also. You can get hold of it. The trouble is, when there's a shortage, the price goes up, and everybody out there who's building, or everybody out there who's doing building work on their house, you know what it's like. You price the job, and then you start the job, and all building materials go up by between 10 and 12%. Now, what's fair? Do you expect your building contractor to absorb that cost? Is that fair? Or as a building contractor, you want to pass that on to the client because it's not your fault? But will the client allow you to do that? Or will they say that it's a design and build and it's completely your responsibility? It's difficult to know what to do, and it's difficult when you're trying to plan a job where you don't have a high profit margin in it. I'm in the way, sorry, let me get out of the way. Sorry guys. Need to go back to the yard. The train will be pulling in any second, and it's been a while, so I want to, not supervise, but I want to have a look because I kind of missed the trains coming into the yard. The boys will stay here and ensure that this screed is done and completed, and it will be dry, so we will be able to walk on it tomorrow in the hours. Before I leave and go back to the yard, I received an email. I'm just going to read it to you. I would like to make a complaint about one of your drivers, registration number 09. Came along into Hitchin. He was driving so fast up our behind at quite a speed and made us feel very scared, which I'm very sorry about, but unfortunately, or fortunately, however when you want to look at it, that is not my lorry. I've become the guy when all things happen with lorries, people blame me. I can understand if there's some confusion if the company have black lorries or something like that. But this lorry is white and blue and red with a silver, what looks like an aluminium body tipper, in an area that I'm not normally in, and I have received the blame even though the company's name is plastered across the front of it. So I'd appreciate if people could stop blaming me for all things lorry related because it's not my fault. And also I heard in recent news that somebody in this area also slipped on a banana peel. And I believe that I will be arrested on suspicion of dropping that banana peel, and that will also be my fault. I'll let you know what happens with that. We have a phantom in the yard, but a phantom capable of sending emails. Somebody emailed the City of London using all types of swear words, which I can't repeat.
Various different
various different words. What is so bad, they had to asterisk it out. It wasn't me, but they sent it to the City of London and signed it with my name at the bottom. Now, I've gone upstairs and asked who did it, and everyone says they don't know. But the sort of language they're using, this is the sort of language that Tezza would use. Now, I know that Tezza wouldn't lie to me. Yeah, I know he wouldn't lie because Tezza's done a lot worse and just said, look, Dan, I did it. And I'm like, we'll just sort it out. Yeah. My first port of call, even though I had to make it fair, even though I knew it wasn't her, was this lady here. Spin the camera.
A rude girl.
Yeah. No, because obviously in the past Terry had called Vesha a rude girl. But Vesha's a rude girl in a different way. She doesn't send emails to the City of London using bad language like that. And not to mention, she wouldn't attach my name to it either. So whoever did it in this office is going to have to own up, and I apologise to the City of London. That wasn't me. It was someone else, but I don't know who. And it wasn't Vesha, and it wasn't Tezza, because I know Tezza would tell me, wouldn't you, Tezza?
Oh, sure, I would.
Probably the person who did the graffiti.
Yeah, it might be the person who did the graffiti. Yes, it might be the Banksy. As always, Nobody knows who did it. Dan. Say that again, Terry.
Saturday.
Hold on 1 sec. Say it again, Terry.
Saturday, 24th of July, at QPR Stadium. QPR are playing Manchester United in a pre-season friendly.
QPR are playing Man United at QPR. Now, Terry is an avid Man United fan. You know, if you want to get me to do something, compare me to Jordan or say something like that. If you want to get Terry to do something or you want to make Terry feel indispensable, you need to call him Paul Scholes. Isn't that right, Scholesy?
That is right.
Look at the face.
That is right.
What's the date?
24th of July.
The 24th of July.
3 p.m.
3 p.m. Man is telling me the time because he's telling me that he would like to be there. Tezza, would you like to be at QPR v Man United?
Yes, Daniel. Yes, I would.
All right, cool. So Terry normally finishes work at 3 on a Saturday, but what Terry will do is he will start at 4 a.m. because we don't want Terry to lose any of his hours. So if Terry starts at 4 a.m., he can finish work at 1 and then he could meet me at QPR for that friendly. Sounds like a plan, doesn't it, Tezza?
That is a deal, Daniel. If I could be at that friendly, that is a deal.
Yes. Well, I had hoped that QPR would get Man United in the FA Cup, maybe like a third round or a fourth round tie, or maybe even in the final, but that seems unlikely. So I'm glad we got a friendly coming along, and yeah, Tezza, we will be there.
Thank you, Daniel.
Excellent. Giving back, that's me, I'm giving back to the community. I'm giving back. Let's go and see what's going on with this train. We needed some more trains in here, and we have some more trains in here. It's been a while. Who's ever seen the L860 on the ground offloading at ground level? See, now we can see fully the elevated cab and how it's working. You see, when you're offloading at ground level, can you imagine without the elevated cab, you would need to create some sort of ramp and go over it. And we've reversed up enough that we can see the locomotive is in here as well. Loving it. We really don't have a lot of material in this yard. Look, we said we're not going to do drone footage in weekly, but I just can't resist. I've got to put some drone footage in. Wonderful to see the L860 working, offloading the train. Again, we got the same material, but I believe we are switching to a different material next week. And then in about 2 weeks after that, I believe we're going to have 2 separate types of material. So this material's coming to an end. When the new materials come, we're going to make up some separate bays. But nice to have some space in the yard. Nice to see the L860 working. Nice to see a train. Nice to see the yard looking kind of tidy as well. Nice. Now, it's been a while since I've been in the weighbridge. Simon banned me from going in the weighbridge for a little while because we had an incident a very long time ago where I opened the door and all his paperwork went everywhere. Now, without notice or warning, I'm going to open the door on the weighbridge. Let's hope it doesn't make a sudden gust of wind and Simon's paperwork doesn't go everywhere. My trousers keep falling down. I need a belt. Hello, Simon. How's it going? Nice to see you, mate.
You all right?
I see that. Okay. We've got aircon in here. No gust of wind.
Nah, that's it.
How's it going? We're busy enough.
Yeah.
As always with Simon, everything is very organised, and the phone is popping off the hook. No lights, Si? We in the dark in here, yeah?
Yeah, it's a shame we couldn't have done a good target. We haven't done good figures today.
Are we doing good figures, yeah?
That's what we put out already this morning.
Put out 800 tonne already?
To M25 and even up to M25.
We put out 800 tonne of material already, and it is only 20 past 10. It's a good morning. Everything all right in here, Si?
Yeah,
I don't often come in here, Si, because I'm afraid of messing up your paperwork and everything like that.
You don't come in here because you don't need to come in here.
No, that is not true. That is not true, Simon. That is not true. I'm in a skip. And do you know why? I'm in a skip because the Ashville skip video where we put a skip on a busy London street to see what happens, which is outside Fernhead Road, which was the Ashville development. If you haven't seen that, click here to watch that video. It was thought of by Ara, you know, the creative mind behind all the videos we do. We were doing a development at Fernhead and Skip was outside. He said, yeah, let's use the skip and let's see what happens. So it's hit 1 million views. It's the third Ashville video to hit 1 million views. And How such a rubbish video did 1 million views? I don't know. Sorry guys, I had to do it. But thank you so much to everyone who's watched it. If you haven't watched it, please check it out. It's a really good video just to see how people react and what they do. And we're thinking of another skip video, another way that we're going to do it. If you've got any ideas, let us know in the comments below. Thank you so much. Gone and managed to get myself a bit dirty. Speaking of dirty, I filmed with Top Gear a little while ago. No, not Top Gear on the BBC, but part of Top Gear. It's actually on Facebook. They cleaned this car for me. Now, you know how dirty my car gets. They cleaned it in one of their episodes, and now I hear that it's live on Facebook, and it's a really good video. So guys, if you haven't seen it, please check it out. And in day in the life, in tour of the Ashville yard. Click here to watch that video. I was talking about a walkie-talkie that was missing. People have actually remembered this, and they found the walkie-talkie in my car when they were cleaning it, and people have put 2 and 2 together, and they have realized, yes, you are right, they did find my walkie-talkie, and I need to put it back in place. So guys, if you haven't seen it, check it out. If you haven't seen Day in the Life, check that out. Also, I've got work to do. Thank you everyone for joining us today. We're having a press conference, not something we've done in the past, but there is something which needs to be addressed. We have a slight issue, and there's a lot of unrest with my management and within the City of London. If you watch Ashville weekly, you'll see in episode 33, I managed to have a parking ticket, and naively, I showed the PCN number on the weekly show because I was talking about the parking ticket I got, but that has come back to bite me. The City of London have been in touch, and somebody sent them an email, and I'm going to read it to you. Dear City of London, so we're not addressing anyone specifically, we're addressing everyone in the City of London. I'm appealing the PCN given to me, which I have already paid. Well, yes, I have already paid it. Reason being that it was unfair and unjust. Okay, so they're saying it's unfair and unjust. We'll come back to that in a minute. My vehicle, 82DL, I don't hide it, was parked with just one wheel over the footpath for literally a few seconds on where I was on the 4th of the 5th, 2021 at 11:45. It was actually 11:44, but okay. I was gone for a few seconds, came back to see a ticket has been issued on my vehicle, which I truly believe is unfair. I have unwillingly paid the £65 PCN, but now I feel it's been unfairly issued, and I am appealing in this instance. You know the City of London is incredibly hard when it comes to finding parking. Oh, I completely agree. I believe you, City of London, are bloody the robbery. Little SH exclamation mark T C bleep bleep TS for making it such a money trap machine for issuing tickets. The cheek of you to trap someone is absolute shameful and disgraceful too. I shall be naming and shaming you for this horrible thing you do. Where in fact I'm going to name and shame them, I'm unsure. Should you require any further information, don't hesitate to contact me. Please don't hesitate to contact me or by phone or email. I look forward to hearing from you. Regards, Daniel, Ashville, LOUISY. And then it has my office number, and then they managed to put my email signature underneath. Now that wasn't me. And in the first instance, my management sat down with me today. They nearly stopped representing me. They sat down with me today and said, we need to talk to you. And I said, yeah, go ahead. And Ara said, no, I need to talk to you, just me and you. And I said, why? Just talk to me in front of everyone. And he said, what do you think you're doing sending emails like this? And I was in complete disbelief. It's got nothing to do with me. So then at that point, I directed the anger that was put onto me, I directed it in other areas. Now, I didn't believe it was Terry, because while Terry's people skills are on the lower end of the scale, I didn't believe it was him. So I went upstairs and I asked Julia. Julia's face went bright red and she said, I would never do that. I asked Shane, I asked Cam. And Sinead is at home and she has recently given birth. So I sent Sinead a WhatsApp, how's the ute? She said, perfectly fine. And then I said, was this you? So these are the levels that I'm stooping to. Interrupting women who have just given birth and accusing my staff wrongly. I'm not sure who this is. At first I thought that they had maybe hacked our email, but then I realised to challenge a PCN, you need to go online to the City of London website, you need to put the PCN number in, and then you give details. So they gave my details and my number. Now, I'm not sure who this is, if it's somebody who's trolling us, if it's a fan, maybe they believe that they're helping me, or maybe it's a hater who's trying to cause a problem for us. Either way, things like this don't help, because now people in the City of London are very upset with us, and my management weren't too impressed. I'm not too impressed, and now my staff have all got a complex that why is it always me that you blame? So as normal, nobody knows who did it, Dan. So I had to address this. I'm not taking any questions today in this press conference, but let us know if you'd like to have an ongoing theme, which will be the I don't know who did it, Dan press conference. Thank you.
Perfect. We'll cut it before he turns around.
And we got the Ronaldo thing. What a day, what a day, what a day, what a day.
Did you get that?
Wednesday morning, I'm in the yard. We call this Worktop Wednesday because my worktop is going in my office. Let's go over to the repair bay. I believe Noel is changing the blades on the big shovel. Noel has taken off the old blade. As you can see, it's seen better days. It's completely dead. The other side's even worse. We have put new bolts on as well, because the old bolts, we just cut them off. This is general maintenance, yeah? So there's nothing bad about this, but we need to keep fresh blades on this so it doesn't actually start to damage the bucket. But while we're looking at that, we have spotted this. There's a crack in the bucket. It's not too bad. So what Noel's gonna do is gouge it out and then weld this. We do not want that to continue getting bigger. It's a good thing we spotted it early. Just to show you the difference in the two, if I put this at an angle, you can see the new one, you can see the old one. So you can see that there's some difference there. In my office, not gonna show you now because you have to watch the main video, but J.R. Stone are in the house and the boss man himself has popped down. Got a very interesting wrap on his Range Rover Vogue. Looks like it's been made out of one piece of marble. The guys have put the worktop in place. I can see in a minute they're gonna start drilling for the taps. Then they're gonna template for the splashback. And we should... Guys, when will you come back with a splashback? 2 weeks? A week?
No, tomorrow.
Couple of days.
Tomorrow. Maybe today or tomorrow.
And then the guys will be back today or tomorrow, and my splashback will be in place, and then my office is that bit more complete. Middle of the day, I am at Denham Airfield to continue with my flying lessons. I've been learning to fly planes for a very long time, but I haven't passed my test yet. I've passed all the classroom stuff, which I'm very happy about, because for me, that's the difficult part. I'm more practical than contractual. But I can't fly when it's raining because the sort of license I'm gonna have is visual flight rules. So in the winter, it's very difficult to learn how to fly because I always do it on a Sunday morning because I'm always working and it's often dark or it's raining and then I can't fly. So I've had to make time in the middle of the week. So I'm gonna be doing lessons midweek until I pass my test, till I can fly myself and go wherever I like. The ultimate aim is to call up my friends, like call Yianni and say, hey, what are you doing? Do you want to go to Paris for a bit of lunch? That is the ultimate aim. We're going to have extra weight in the plane today. You see, Will is going to be in the plane. Will, what do you weigh? 100 kilos? You're looking kind of hench there. What do you weigh? 60. 60, okay, I was wrong. I was 40 kilos out. Let's go for a walk. Thank you. What, new trainers, yeah?
Have you ever seen me with dirty trainers?
Have I never seen you with dirty trainers, no?
Never ever dirty trainers.
By the way, this is the new uniform that all qualified pilots wear. Champion of the sky. Let's go. It's been a long time since I was in the air, but I feel like it's embedded in me. You know, when you do something for long enough, you feel like it's second nature. I just need to familiarize myself with a few of the controls, and I have to keep going till I pass. And the reason I'm filming it is because it puts more pressure on me, because I know all of you will be asking in the comments, have you passed your test yet? Have you passed your test yet? Have you passed your test yet? So, let's do it. From Cartway's Rude Boy. first time back in a while. I was a little bit rusty. What do we think?
Overall, not too bad. I think you did. I think for someone who hasn't been flying for coming to 8 months.
Has it been that long? Wow.
8 months. So that's good. 100 feet up and down is test level, but I don't want you to
get used to that.
To think that's acceptable. We're going to get it spot on. So when you go test, you're not even doing the 100 feet, which is acceptable. Overall, I'm surprised how much you remembered.
Okay. How do you feel about my bouncy landing?
It's your first landing after 8 months, so obviously it can be improved. But for what you did, generally pilots say if you got 2 wings on there, the wheels are intact and the plane can still fly. It's a good landing.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with it. But next lesson, we're in the circuit, so you're going to be doing like 8 landings a lesson. But
all right.
Overall, well done, good stuff.
But now we'll be back in what week? Next week or week after?
7th week after.
Week after. And I've got 2 lessons that week, no?
You do, yeah.
And I've got 2 lessons that week. We are going to keep going until I get my license, because I would like to fly in the skies myself and go wherever I want, whenever I like. So I'll see you in 2 weeks. Thank you.
Sounds good, bro. All right, take care.
What a strange day. So I start off in the yard in the morning and we're changing the blade on the bucket with the shovel. Then I end up in a plane doing a flying lesson. Now I'm back in the city of London. I'm at the Ned and I am having some dinner with some good friends. This is Dr. Tunde. Tell me, is it MBE or OBE? I always get it wrong.
MBE.
This is Dr. Tunde, a good friend of mine, MBE. And this is Dippo, who has represented me before when we had, what would we call it? An employment issue. We had an issue. See, the lawyers have got the talk. The reason I'm sharing this with you guys is I know a lot of you aspire to start your own businesses, and a lot of you have started your own businesses. And I want to tell you the importance of having legal representation. And if you don't have legal representation, just being able to speak to a lawyer, just having one conversation can change absolutely everything. I'm a person who comes up with some crazy ideas sometimes. So I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. And then I speak to Tunde. Let me give you a prime example. When the protesters came to the yard, click here to watch that episode of Ashville Weekly. Immediately I called Tunde and I said, there's protesters in the yard, what do I do, what do I do, what do I do? And you said?
Don't engage.
Wise words.
Yeah. Tunde said, do not engage. Had I not got that advice from Tunde, who knows what would have happened. And if you guys want to know what happened, make sure you click and watch that video. Tunde is a barrister. Dippo is a solicitor. Yeah. Now, I don't know the difference in the two. Yeah. So I want to ask on camera, and I don't know how many of you know the difference. So why don't you tell me a barrister? Tell me about a barrister.
So, Ashville fans, you can see the difference. The solicitor clearly has the solicitor, you know, makes so much money that they can be, you know, leisurely and wear whatever they want. But no, I'm joking. Historically, the difference was that barristers were specialists that solicitors would go to for advice, and that solicitors would use for presentation in court. So, for example, if you got into trouble and your first point of call would be a solicitor, if the matter went to court, the solicitor would then instruct a barrister. However, solicitors are more frequently appearing in courts in their own rights now, and barristers are performing the functions that solicitors used to have. So the difference is, you know, pretty much blurring out. The only distinction that remains now is that barristers cannot hold money on account, while solicitors can, but barristers can litigate now.
Yeah.
Your first port of call always is going to be a solicitor. Any issue, be it criminal, civil, employment, human rights or immigration, your first port of call is a solicitor. So we're client facing, we advise you at the first instance, and then as matters progress to the courts, we get the likes of Tunde to sort of advise us on advocacy in court.
Just so you know, just because I wear the hat, it doesn't qualify me as a barrister. Tunde has been good enough to bring us his uniform. I'm actually going to swap with Tunde. I'm going to take this and I'm going to give Tunde an Ashville polo top. So we're gonna do a swap there.
I want boots as well. I want Ashville boots. I want the whole uniform.
Okay. And the last thing I will say, you like my hat, yeah? The last thing I will say, something very important. I want to tell you a little bit about urban lawyers. Now, Tunde here, Dr. Tunde, He has a charity called Urban Lawyers, which makes law more accessible to everyone. Now, I know there's a lot of young people watching these videos. As I said, there's aspiring entrepreneurs, and there may be a lot of people who don't think that the law is accessible to them for representation or even a career in law. And Urban Lawyers kind of bridges that gap, doesn't it? Tell us a little bit about Urban Lawyers.
So Urban Lawyers provides inspiration and education. We inspire people to pursue a career in law, and we provide education about your legal rights. If you want to pursue a career in law, we give you soft skills training, work experience, mentoring and financial assistance. And for education, we go into schools, prisons and community groups and provide workshops on your legal rights and civic responsibilities. For more information, check out Urban Lawyers on social media.
Plug.
Yeah, it was an obvious one as well.
Yeah, no, it was an obvious plug. I think I should put the they want me to put the, should I put the gown on, people? Should I put the gown on? All right, let's put the gown on.
This is how hench I am, because if it fits him, then you know how.
If it fits me, then that means Tunde's hench. It's official. Tunde's hench. I concur. I rest my case. Right about now, I can charge them fees that Tunde's charging, boy. But on the real, guys, check out Urban Lawyers. Anyone who wants to get involved in law, have a look. Don't think that a career in law is out of reach of you, because it's not. You know, I like to inspire and encourage everyone to do their best in everything they do. Now I'm gonna have to turn this camera off because they want to take the table back, and I've balanced it on the table. Catch you in the yard in the morning. Turn this off. Thursday morning, I'm in the yard. We are having a health and safety meeting. This is Kerry, who's an external health and safety expert. We're going through absolutely everything. What are we creating? We're creating some
safe systems of work.
It's about time we updated it, because some of the ways in which we work, we're updating them and changing them, and there are a lot of new people here who need to be educated. So we'll walk them around and we'll show them, like, physically, this is how we do things now, and then we'll give them paper copies of it as well. And if anyone wanted to pop down to the yard or ever ask for it, we have it ready. Like, there you go. It's very important that everybody goes home safely at the end of the day.
It just gives them a break in distance with the two.
It just gives them a bigger break in distance, and they can see. And we'll concrete this, and it'll be a zebra crossing. Yeah. And we've got lights already. Yeah. The whole thing's lit.
You can even look at the installation of beacons.
Beacons, yeah, we could do beacons.
So they go off. It's an audible alarm. It alerts the drivers and someone's attending the cross. So
I thought you just meant a flashing amber beacon the entire time because it's a crossing.
There's a push button on it.
Yeah.
You push the button, the beacon will go.
Yeah.
And then obviously the lights flash. But it's probably about 15-20 seconds.
Okay.
You cross and then they stop. Just want to look at where vehicles can pull over now waiting to be called in.
Oh, where they can pull over waiting to be called in?
Yeah, because they need to be called into those bays, starting with obviously the first one there. So if you've got a thought on, even if they queue up,
okay,
is fine. Even if they're queuing around the corner to come in, that's fine, because you can pass two vehicles there.
Yeah, you can, yeah.
That works as well.
Okay.
And that means no modification to site.
Okay, so if they queue outside and then they're called in to offload, load, and then leave, and then the next one comes in.
Why not?
And can we have two in at a time?
So if you've got one loading there and one loading there,
yeah,
and you've got two forklift drivers or whomever banking them,
fine. All right, so
controlling that.
So everyone
I'm not trying to make the activity so slow it's prohibitive.
Okay.
It's just to look at controlling people and vehicles.
Okay, so if everyone in the yard gets trained, it becomes a trained banksman. Everyone who operates a machine, everyone who just does manual lifting, anyone who does anything in the yard, if they're trained,
utilise them.
You utilise everyone who's in the yard already,
and
then we're fine.
It's going to be cost prohibitive otherwise.
Okay, understood.
You happy with that?
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Fab. I'll make the risk assessment suit match that way of working then.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Do that. Thanks, mate. Oh, Yianni's here trying to take over. 1 second. Shalalambus and Shalalambus Jr. Both of them coming here in Yeezys as well. This family are definitely doing well. Go on. Yeah, look me up and down. Go on.
Yeah.
Yeah, what are you going to say?
1 second, plane.
He's waiting for the plane to go. He's thinking of the burials.
I've got it already.
Yeah, go on. All right, he's got it. Give it to me.
Still good with the plane? It's because I'm used to TV, so usually when the plane's going across...
I'm used to TV. You have to wait till the plane's gone.
What I'm trying to say is, someone that usually wears designers and stuff usually don't have the money. A man that dresses like that usually has more money. Just putting it out there. Comment down below.
No, don't comment down below.
Hashtag true story. Comment down below. You're on loudspeaker. He can hear you. He can hear you. Yeah.
Simon from Urban. How the devil are you?
Daniel's son.
Yes.
I'm just out with Alex, and your car's just come back from having the bits painted. So we will start on it over the next week. So
Okay.
I just want to hear it from the horse's mouth, what you do and don't want us to do, because you're bigger and stronger than me, and if I do something wrong, you might crush me.
Do you know when I can collect her? Because Yianni's coming up with me. Oh, yeah.
I think it's going to be next Friday.
Okay.
But I'll know more probably around Tuesday or Wednesday time.
Okay.
But it's going to be Friday or the following Monday, I would have thought.
Following Monday would be better for me because the 1st of July is my birthday and I'm giving away the Lambo on that day, so I need a day to chill. And then Monday would be great. Monday would be fantastic. Monday or Tuesday.
Okay, so what we'll do...
Wait, hold on a minute. How are we planning my car around when Yianni's free?
Because I'm going to come, just because you've got 200,000 followers on YouTube, you think you're special.
Oh, I've got 265,000.
Oh, look at you.
Sorry, I know you're going to say this is annoying. Did you put those hangers in the back for me?
No, now the car's here, I'm going to take a look at that.
And don't forget my my amber beacons. And you got. And
I've got those.
Yeah.
I've got those.
Yeah, but say
I've got
that's.
the yellow calipers on the list. All right, no worries, guys. See you later.
Thanks, mate. See you, mate.
Bye.
Thanks, bye.
I love Simon.
That is Simon from Urban.
Best guy.
I've basically given away what my new car is. Simon's getting it ready, and Jan and I are going to go up and collect it. And somehow we've planned collecting my new car around when Yianni's free. Normally on people's birthday, they get presents, but this man gives away presents. I don't know how that works.
I don't know how that works.
Anyway, we've got to get back to the yard. In the hours.
Later.
Friday afternoon, in the yard. We had a great day today. I think we delivered around 1,600 tons, and all the boys are now loaded for tomorrow morning, so we are flat out. But the material is running out. As I said, when we only get a limited amount of trains, the material doesn't last very long. So I'm going to wait for Flo to finish loading, let this lorry go on the weighbridge, and then we'll take a walk round to the material and see how much is actually left. We have one train booked for next week on Tuesday, which is between 15 and 1,600 tons, but that's no way that is going to last us, and I think the material we have will run out on Monday. So we'll be back in that position where we were a long time ago when we needed some more trains in here. We need some more trains in here. It's either feast or famine in this yard. It can never just be steady, steady, steady. Just gonna have a look at the material. Okay, well, someone else is loading the same material. This material definitely isn't gonna last. If you remember a very long time ago, you see that it was so rammed in here that we were making ramps on the material and driving and dropping the material at the back. I can see what's gonna happen. This is gonna be when we actually start taking the 926 over here and scraping the material off the ground and trying to put loads together, because I can see there's a bit on the floor here, there's a bit on the floor there, there's a bit on the railway line. Trouble is, when we're trying to clean the stone everywhere, what we do is end up digging the ground level, and then we start to have big holes in the yard, and then they fill up with water, like you can see there. See, it's dropped a bit lower than the rail line. So we're gonna have to scrape the material, then we're gonna have to do some filling to ensure that we have level surfaces. Oh my goodness, Flo, the material's running out. What have you done with all the material? Alex. He sold it. It's no secret that this material is going into HS2. You know that because the video we had when the protesters came to the yard. Click here to watch that video. I've been having a number of discussions with people within HS2, because when the protesters came here, obviously it was brought to my attention a lot more. As I said at the time, there is a way of doing things and that is not the way. But it sparked my interest, so I actually started investigating myself. Do you know that 49% of all material that's going into HS2 is only for temporary works? That material is coming out. And the area we're actually delivering the material to at the moment, when they're finished, that area has to be put back exactly as it was in the first place. So, you know, I had to do my own homework because it did raise my attention, and irrespective of what people think of me, I do want what's best for the environment. I do. If I could, I would have all electric trucks. I know Scania have an electric truck coming, but the electric truck's probably like 300 grand. Like, we can't, if one man's paying 130 grand for a tipper and I'm paying 300 grand for a tipper and everyone wants to pay less money, you know, it's not economically feasible. You know, if we grow to where I want us to grow, maybe we'll buy an electric truck as a flagship just to test it, or maybe Scania will give it to us to show us that it does work. Hint, hint, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So I have an interest in the environment as well, and I want what's best, because eventually one day when I have kids and all of your kids, they're going to inherit what we leave behind. So I'm happy to know that HS2 are going to put back a lot of the areas where they're working back how they found it originally when the work is complete. Terry is not in, but here is Cam taking charge, talking to Simon, aka OCD, aka the accountant. How's it going, Cam?
Decent.
Decent.
We've done well today.
We've done really well. How many tons did we deliver? Simon, the accountant, will tell us. He's a figures man. What did we deliver today? Hold on. How much did we deliver, Si?
1,600 ton.
1,600 ton in a day. And what are we delivering tomorrow?
Another 1,000 ton.
Another 1,000 ton tomorrow. Simon, what are you going to do when this material runs out? Do you have a contingency plan? Are you planning on filling up the boot of your car with material and bringing...
Scrape the yard.
Scrape the... See? Scrape... What did I just say? We're going to scrape the yard and see if we can put a few loads together. How are we looking for tomorrow, Cam?
Spot on, yeah, ready to go.
How are you getting on without Tezza?
We've done better today, I think.
Hey! Boy, I can't wait till Terry watches this. Do you hear this? Shots fired. Do you hear that? Cam said he did better today without Terry. And you know what? I'm not going to spoil this. I'm going to wait till Terry watches this. It's not coming out Sunday. Sunday after. Let's see how Tezza reacts. Thank you so much for that, Cam. This is good TV. This is good TV. Thank you so much, Cam.
That's all right, don't worry.
Fantastic. Oh, I love that. It's Saturday and I'm in the yard. And there is this bum fluff or dandruff. I think Terry calls it, what's it called, Terry? Mayfluff. Mayfluff, absolutely everywhere. And it's actually exposing things in the yard because it's getting stuck in all the cobwebs. This has never happened before. I fear we are under an attack and there is a small child somewhere with a dandelion or something going. My other fear is that the neighbours in the local area will blame me for this. They may suggest that I brought in a train of 1,600 tons of bum fluff and it's going everywhere and they want to find out how I'm going to stop it happening. Well, I don't know, but it's a real problem. It's never happened before. I normally dream of a white Christmas. I am now dreaming of a bum fluff June. Trying to get that dirt off your shoulder. I spoke previously about the Ashville colouring in books and I have some artwork. Looking at it, it's me in an LH60 and I'm bigger than an LH60. Not sure how I feel about that, and my legs are looking kind of skinny in it. My quads are definitely bigger than that. But you know, this apparently helps for anxiety. Adults do colouring in as well. So I'm going to give it a little go. Trouble is, when I'm looking at this, I generally have everything in black and I wear all black, apart from my shoes sometimes. So I'm going to give this a go with some colouring in and see how it makes me feel. Very fitting. Let's do this first. Let's do my shoes. Perfectly within the lines. Nice. And now I'm gonna colour in my trousers. Let's imagine I'm offloading the train. Got this orange. So let's try and do my trousers now. It's like a task that completely takes your mind off everything you're doing because you're trying to get it completely right. So I think if I do this again, I may do some different colour options, see what I may think the LH60 may look like if that was in completely high-vis yellow, like my trainers. Yeah. That's it for Ashville Weekly episode 38. I really need to work on my tough guy pose if I'm ever going to make it in Hollywood. The Nobody Knows Who Did It Damn press conference is born and may take off. Well, I had a successful landing from the sky. I then struggled with Sky. And while I like the fit of the barrister's wig, I think I'm a lot better at delivering aggregates than justice. That is, if I had any aggregates left. Click here for the Ashville website. Click here to subscribe to our channel. Click here to see a video of a day in my life, and click here for last week's episode, which was number 37. What are we going to do about this aggregate, man?
The yard is full of loads of aggregates.
And now we've got none.